Hey everyone, welcome back to lesson number 6 of our 7-day crash course. In today's lesson, we're going to break down the practice question number 2, which you saw me write in yesterday's lesson. So today, I just wanted to show you the different components that go into creating a great Task 1 essay. So let's get started and take a look. So if you'll recall, this here is the practice question number 2, which you saw me write in yesterday's video lesson. This here is the entire Task 1 essay which we wrote together. Here we have our introduction, the overview, and then we have our specific detail paragraphs, paragraph number 3 and number 4. So now what I want to do is I want to show you some of the most important ingredients that you need to write a great Task 1 essay. These are the ingredients and the different components that come together in harmony, in unison, that together create a Band 7+ essay. We're going to start off by first talking about cohesive devices. So as you can see here, all the words that are highlighted in the pink color are the cohesive devices. So here we have a cohesive device which helps us to start a new sentence. And it helps us to start a new sentence in a new paragraph. So you can use phrases such as in brief, regarding, considering, or moving on to. You can use such phrases to start new sentences. Now let's take a look at a different type of cohesive device. Here we have coordinating conjunction and. Okay, and is a coordinating conjunction, and here we have a subordinating conjunction. Whereas is a subordinating conjunction. Here the word while serves as another subordinating conjunction. So as you can see, conjunctions also act as cohesive devices. Why? Because they help to glue the different words and ideas together in your essay, and they help you to increase fluency. Another type of cohesive device are words such as these or other. These cohesive devices are referencing devices. We call these referencing devices because they reference back to something that has already been mentioned in the past. So when we say the word these items, we're talking about food, drinks, and tobacco. We don't have to repeat the words food, drinks, and tobacco because we can simply use the substitute for these items, which is the word these. Okay, so words such as these or other reference back to something that we've already talked about. Lastly, we also have some relative pronouns, such as the word which, that also act as cohesive devices. In this case, the word which allows us to add extra information in a sentence, so therefore it allows us to glue the different ideas together. For that reason, it is a cohesive device. So that's the purpose of cohesive devices. Essentially, they make your essay sound fluent, and they help to glue your different ideas together, and they also help to glue the different words, sentences, and paragraphs together. Using cohesive devices is an important part of getting a Band 7 or higher on your Task 1 essay. Now let's move on to our next ingredient. This time, we're going to be talking about coordinating conjunctions. Now in this example, we do have some coordinating conjunctions, such as the word and over here, and here, and here. However, what you'll notice is that in these cases, although we do have coordinating conjunctions, we don't have what we call compound sentences. Usually, we use coordinating conjunctions to form compound sentences. Using compound sentences in your writing makes your writing look good because it shows the examiner that you know how to write a wide range of different sentence types. So you should try to include some compound sentences if you can. However, you can still get a band 9 even if you don't use compound sentences. However, you do need to show to the examiner that you can form different types of sentences. So in this particular example, we don't have any compound sentences. However, we do have complex grammatical structures. If you want to learn more about how to write compound sentences, then you will find my full premium course on the Writing Task 1 very helpful, in which I go into complete detail on how to do this for the Task 1 essay. Let's move on to our next ingredient. Our next ingredient are the subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions are words that we use to form complex sentences. So here we have a complex sentence, and here we have another complex sentence, and here we have another complex sentence. So here we've used the subordinating conjunctions whereas, while, and whereas. So this is why this is a great answer, because even though I did not use any compound sentences, I did use complex sentences. So because of that, I was able to show to the examiner that I know how to write different types of sentences. And that's what you have to do on your exam as well. This is important because all of this contributes to your score for the grammar category. And the grammar category is 25% of your total score. So make sure that you include different types of sentences. Don't just use simple sentences. Show a wide range. Use some compound sentences and some complex sentences. Let's move on to our next ingredient. Our next ingredient is relative pronouns. Relative pronouns are words such as which, who, that, and so on. In this example, we've used the word which to add extra information in our sentence. Here again, we've done the same thing. We've used a comma and we've used the word which to add along extra information. Specifically speaking, this here is called a non-defining relative clause, and this is also a non-defining relative clause. As long as you know how to use these relative pronouns, you don't really have to worry. However, if you're not quite sure how to use these relative pronouns, then again, you can check out my full premium course in which I go into all of this in much more detail. So relative pronouns is a great way to show to the examiners that you know how to use a wide range of grammatical structures. Again, this is going to boost your grammar score and help you to get that band 7 or higher on your exam. Next, we have voice. In the English language, we have two different types of voices. We have the active voice and we have the passive voice. Now, in this example, I've written everything in the active voice. There's no passive voice being used here. So that means that you don't really need to use the passive voice. You can still get a band 9 without it. But if you see an opportunity to use the passive voice, then you should go ahead and use that. So let me show you an example of what I mean, so that you can get a better understanding of the different voices. So let's take this sentence here. The Turkish population made the most significant investment in education and leisure. Let's just take that part right there, okay? So this here is written in the active voice. Now, if I wanted to change this to passive voice, I would have to reorder this sentence like this. I would have to say, the most significant investment in education and leisure was made by the Turkish population. Okay, did you notice? The meaning is exactly the same. However, I have changed the words around. In one case, we have the active voice, and in the other example, we have the passive voice. So those are just two different ways to write the same thing, but in different ways, so that you can show to the examiner that you know how to use a wide range of different structures. Moving on, our next ingredient is tenses. So in this example, you'll notice that we have used two different types of tenses. we've used the present simple tense and the past simple tense. The past simple tense is in the red color and the present simple is in the green color. So by using a variety of different tenses, you can show to the examiner that you know how to use a wide range of tenses, and therefore you can boost your score in the grammar category. Now, generally speaking, which tense you end up using actually depends a lot on the type of question that you get. For example, if you're describing dataset from the year 2000, then you're probably going to use a lot of past tense because 2002 is a date from the past. On the other hand, if you're describing dataset that talks about projections and you're talking about the year 2050, then you're probably going to use a lot of future tense. So which tense you use mostly depends on the type of question that you get. Our next ingredient is collocations. Collocations are groups of words or chunks of words that often appear together. You frequently see them together so often that it's almost as if they are a team. They are a pair. They often come together. For example, the words highest spending, or took the lead, or take the lead. So here you'll see that the words highlighted in the blue color often appear together with each other. So these words are what we call collocations. And these collocations can help to boost your vocabulary score in the lexical resource category. Now, you may be wondering, how come we have some collocations that are so long? Well, in this case, what we have is a chain of words in which each word collocates the next. You see, so the word table collocates with the word illustrates, and the word illustrates collocates with the word data, and on it goes. Okay, so let me break this down in a little bit more detail for you. So here we're going to look at this entire sentence right here. Okay, it's underlined in the red color. So here, these are the collocations that we have in this sentence. We have table illustrates, that's a collocation. Then we have the next collocation, illustrates data. Data is something that you can show or you can illustrate. Okay, so this is another collocation. Then we have data about how much. When we talk about data, we often talk about quantity. So these are words that are often seen together. Then we have the collocation, how much consumers spent. Spending is an amount. So to ask how much consumers spent is also collocation. Then we have spent on various products and services. Whenever you buy products and services, you spend something on them. So this phrase here is also a collocation. So here you can see that in this entire sentence, what we have is a long string of words that all collocate with each other. Essentially, in a collocation, we take different words and we fit them together. Now, for most of you, I'm going to say that you don't really need to worry about using collocations. You should simply focus on writing your essay and answering the question. Collocations are just a natural part of writing. So as long as you know a good amount of English, collocations are going to come naturally. So it's not something that you need to worry about, but I just wanted to show this to you so that you have a better understanding of how your grade is calculated and what exactly goes into writing a great Task 1 essay. I want to now move on to our final ingredient, which is vocabulary. To get a good score on your lexical resource category, which is worth 25% of your grade, to get a good score in this category, you need to use new vocabulary words. So all the new vocabulary words in this example are highlighted in the blue color. And all the vocabulary words from the question language, from the question itself, are highlighted in this brown color. So we're not really going to get points for using the same words that have already been used in the question. To get points for vocabulary, you have to show to the examiner that you know a wide range of different words. you have to be able to use the right word to convey the precise meaning. So if you need to pause this video, go ahead and do that and make sure that you know the meaning of all of these highlighted words. Alright folks, so those are all the different components that go into writing a great Task 1 essay. You've made it to the end of day number 6 in this 7-day crash course. Tomorrow, I'm going to send you a quiz which is going to test your knowledge of all the different concepts and strategies that you've learned over the past 6 lessons. So be on the lookout for tomorrow's quiz. And in the meantime, if you want to take your IELTS writing to the next level, then check out the full video course so that you don't miss anything at all. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.